is James William Brennan, the CFO. County IA for this evening that are assisting us are Nick Ginescu and Chaz Fasano. Our county liaison representative is Commissioner Chanel Scott McCullum. We have Christopher Langhart on MCIA Bond Counsel, and Mr. Devaney from Keywood Associates. I think that's all I see. I hope I'm not missing anyone.
Terrific, thank you. All right, would you read the Sunshine Law statement?
Following state, this meeting today conforms with Chapter 231 Public Law 1975, called the Open Public Meeting Act, and as per the requirements of the statute, notification of the meeting was published in the Star Ledger and Home News Tribune and filed with the Clerk of Middlesex County.
Thank you. James Polos, do we have any committee reports?
Yes, just to update you, Chairman. Our recycling program is moving along well. Things continue to move well with the contractor. We're very pleased with that level of service. We're doing some additional survey work as well for compliance. So things are certainly in a good position. And they've been very hands-on with the appropriate level of staff. So we've had very, very few cancellations or delays in service. So that's been a positive. If you'd like, I can also update at this time on a couple of projects that we have in play.
Sure.
Okay, very well. So the major projects in New Brunswick, the Morris Center, the Cancer Center continues to be constructed swiftly. Maybe some of you have noticed that the crane has come down. That's a good indicator that they're now working on some of the interior work, duct work, and other types of things that need to be completed. In our parking deck, which the IA owns, lighting is being put in, and we've had numerous meetings with the team at DevCo and the staff there and the professional team to work on the IT elements that are necessary for methods of payment, tracking vehicles, et cetera, that needs to be done. So we're working through some of those details and a lot of meetings scheduled to complete that work. As far as the Valenti School, they're getting some furniture delivered, finishing up some things with the stage and some kitchen equipment, and that is still on schedule to be completed this month, I should say. So that's really exciting that they're continuing to make such good progress. Our train station in North Brunswick, we just received ahead of schedule comments back from Amtrak on some of our construction drawings, which we were pleased we were able to receive in a timely fashion. We have some other meetings scheduled to complete some of the design elements there as we proceed towards our 30%. And for our New Brunswick train station project, we had an on-site meeting with potential bidders for our RFP this past week. And we have a post-completion meeting set up, I believe, for next Thursday. We'll be talking to all those who are interested in bidding on the project, and that continues to move forward. So that updates you a little bit on where we're at with most of our projects.
Very good. All right, Jim, while I have you, do you have any correspondence?
No, we do not, sir.
Any old business?
No, sir.
Any new business?
No, sir.
All right, Carol, discussion of resolutions, please.
Sure. Resolution 8A, authorizing approval of amendment to the redevelopment agreement with Jersey Avenue School Redevelopment Associates, LLC, to allow for the installation of a traffic signal and intersection improvements at the intersection of Jersey Avenue and Hale Street. Resolution 8B, concerning review of the findings and recommendations of the local finance board made in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 40A5A-7. Resolution 8C, authorizing certain actions and approving certain documents necessary in connection with the issuance of the authority's proposed not to exceed $11,500,000 aggregate principal amount of county guaranteed capital equipment and improvement revenue bonds, Series 2023. Resolution 8D, authorizing the issuance of county guaranteed capital equipment and improvement revenue bonds. Resolution 8E, consenting to the transfer of ownership interests in South Plainfield Urban Renewal LP and authorizing the execution and delivery of a written consent in connection therewith. And 8F, resolution for payment of expenses for the authority.
Chairman, may I make one comment?
Please.
Just to mention to the board, I should have in my committee reports. B, C, and D relate to our annual capital lease equipment program. This is the program that's been ongoing with the authority for well over 25 years, where we provide financing to assist our communities with the purchase of various equipment and vehicles. This is our annual program, and I'm pleased to tell you that we had our meeting this morning with the local finance board. We received unanimous approval from the state for our $11.5 million financing for various vehicles and equipment, not only for the county, but for several communities in the county as well. And this is probably, this is an enormously successful program and a great tool for our communities to be able to finance necessary equipment that they have, particularly police vehicles, which they otherwise would not be able to finance, but for the fact that the authority has the ability to do that. So again, we're very pleased that we received unanimous support from the LFB this morning, and these three resolutions relate to that. Thank you, Chairman.
Great, thank you very much. All right, we are going to move to approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of July 12th. I ask for a motion to approve the minutes, please.
Motion, Yuzna.
And a
Second, Christine.
Great. All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? That will pass. Okay, we're going to move to public comments on the resolutions and the resolutions only. If you have comments, anyone from the public, please identify yourself, raise your hand, and we will be recognized and given a time to speak.
We have one person.
All right. Is that you, Charlie? Let him in, please.
Correct. It's me, Charlie Cradaville. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Charlie. Yes, we can hear you.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. I wanted to speak on the first resolution. Pleased to see the authority taking a step to make it safer for the children to actually get to and from the new school. And, I brought this up at the last meeting, so I need to ask for a status update on the actual installation of that equipment and when that's supposed to happen and, relative to the first day of school.
Jim Poulos?
Yes, Charlie, I don't have specifics as to when completion is going to be. I know that there was, I believe, an issue with one arm of the traffic light that was needed. There's that this has kind of been an ongoing worldwide issue where there's been concerns about stock and certain equipment being available. So I believe that they are searching for this one specific arm. I don't believe that the completion will occur before the start of school. However, I know that the school district and the city are putting plans together with respect to how to deal with the traffic and pedestrian issues there until that traffic light is completed.
Okay, well, thank you for the response. Not what I was hoping to hear. I do think it's a critical component. And of course, it's already a high traffic, I would say dangerous intersection and area as it is. And the school will be bringing upwards of 1,000 or more students every day in the morning, and then to get picked up, it should be a concern of the highest priority. So that's why I'm here on your call tonight to lift that up, and I hope that we can get a solution as soon as possible. Thank you for hearing me out.
Thank you, Charlie. Good to hear from you. Let's see. Now we have approval of the resolution. So I'm going to ask for a motion for approval of the resolutions.
Motion, Christine.
Second. All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? That will pass. Now I'm going to ask for a motion to pay the vouchers. Can I get a motion?
Motion, Christine.
Second, Paul.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye. Aye.
None opposed. That will pass. All right, we're going to go now to our public session. If anyone from the public would like to speak on any matter, raise your hand. We will be identified and given time to speak. Anyone raise their hands?
Yes, we have one.
Okay, please let a person in.
Yeah, it's me again, Charlie Cradaville. I wanted to
Welcome back.
Thank you. I wanted to just ask about the Cancer Institute. specifically the parking deck. Now that I hear it's approaching completion, I'm curious if there's a timetable on when it would open, and also, you know, who is going to operate it? Is it going to be entirely automated? Is the authority going to have employees assigned there? Are there certain systems you're going to use? I'm, you know, particularly curious whether folks would be asked to, you know, pay in advance, or if they, you know, can stay as long as they like and then pay when they're done.
Jim, do you know the answer to that?
Sure, I can provide some of the answer, I believe. Hi, Charlie. The completion of the parking deck will obviously be in advance of the completion of the building. As a result of that, we anticipate that the decks, once completed, will be utilized by a lot of the construction team, construction staff, some of the administrative staff, folks that will be working to try to ready the building. It'll still be quite some time until the building is ready for occupancy. So during that time frame, it'll be kind of in use, but not in complete use as we anticipate when the building is completed. We are actually in the process right now, Charlie, of vetting out different systems. We're looking at 4 or 5 different types of systems that can be utilized. We've also done some field research, searching the best type of systems in other similar type of use garages. In fact, there'll be another field trip coming up probably in a couple of weeks to look at another system in another similar and like type of parking project. We want to make sure that the system that we obtain is as flexible as possible, given the differences in need. There will be some, you know, longer term parking for staff. There'll be valet parking for some of the patients who will be going there. We have delivery issues. We need to obviously be concerned about ADA accessibility, and hourly parking as well. So we are really working diligently with all the people involved and the consultants to try to find the most ideal system and the quickest payment system, the one that has the most flexibility, allowing people to pay not only directly and by credit card, but through their cell phone. So there's a lot of new technology out there now that we're going to try to take advantage of, and also being sure that we can identify available spaces on each floor to try to make those who are coming into the deck a little bit more knowledgeable about what the availability is, rather than having to search through an entire deck to find a vacant space.
Great,
Got it.
very good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then I just also wanted to ask how all this fits in with the Carteret parking project. What's the status of that? Are you, has the authority, you know, taken over operations there, or will the New Brunswick one be the first MCIA parking deck to be open to the public? I'm just curious about the timing and, you know, whether or not there's any synergy there in the, you know, systems that you're evaluating, whether some of them might also be used at Carteret.
With your permission, Chairman?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Yeah, Charlie, you hit it right on the head. That's one of the key pieces. We are up and operational in Carteret. We do have a system there. It's called the hub parking system that's actually been in operation there since before we purchased the building. We are, in fact, looking at that. Again, you're right on point. We want to make sure that there is synergy in our systems, not only in our pay systems, but also in our camera systems for security reasons. We want to make sure that we can have a common platform to make it as easy as possible to be able to monitor from a security standpoint as well as from a financial standpoint, so we don't have diverse systems, making it more complicated for our team. So that is an integral part of the analysis that we're going through for the design and finalization of the plans for New Brunswick.
Great, thanks. I really do appreciate the thorough answers, and just close by, you know, reiterating that I think I'm not the only one who would appreciate, you know, being a part of these meetings, and I think that the board can do more to make the meetings more accessible by using some different, more modern technology in how you put together the conference. This is kind of an outlier at this point, being on a telephone conference, but would love to see, you know, those suggestions I made at prior meetings implemented, and have some more you know, accessibility options for residents to join, and also for us to just be able to, you know, see each other and as we talk, look each other in the eye. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Charlie, and thank you for your participation. All right, so Carol, we don't have an executive session, correct?
Correct, Chairman, there is no executive session.
All right, then, motion to adjourn.
Motion, Paul.
Second, Christine.
All those in favor, aye.
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 All right, take care, everybody. Good night.
Have a good
Good
night.
night.
Good
Bye-bye.
night, everyone.